I know
I'm
you
talking
telling a story I
edges,
never even
edges.
heard.
Welcome back to the Unfiltered Doll Baby, where we get into the grown folks business. Baby, if gossip is not your thing, if you turn around, we do have an exit sign with pink letters that glow. I get it, baby. It can be a little bit negative. This is not your typical type of gossip. This is gossip behind the jail walls. Before you leave out the door, baby, feel free to grab yourself some seeds from a few peaches that we ate earlier, and we love you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Now, baby, let's get into this mess. First and foremost, let's shout out our girl phone calls from prison, because, baby, it's the gift that keeps on giving, okay? So, baby, if you see on your screen here, we're just giving a rundown. If you're new around here, this is just a quick rundown on what had happened and who I'm speaking and talking about, okay? Not all the characters have been unlocked in the material on the screen. We will get that eventually. Baby, let's get into these text messages. So we are in December 2022, and unfortunately, Brother Williams is down bad mentally, okay? Piss poor conditions, down at the jailhouse. He's writing Sonya, letting her know all about it, and he went a little dark. We did not go over those things, but if you know, you know. So now we're going to continue with the text messages. Just wanted to let you know again, they're dark. So if you are having that type of day where you don't want to hear anything that's negative or a little draining, this might be the time for you to turn around and check out the exit. Your exit is purple glowing letters. And we did leave you a great glass of lemonade and some fresh cut fruit because, baby, I don't want you having a bad day because you're listening to this mess. All right, so let's begin. Ernie starts off by saying, "Good morning. I will call you after 4 today. The courthouse has shut down and will not open up until next Tuesday. This morning wasn't a bright morning for me. Feels like I just woke up out of the Vietnam War. So are you a vet? I had no idea. No, I did not. I just can't seem to get over the day I got locked up 6 months ago. They kept me in a holding cell for 4 days, packed in there like sardines. Nowhere to sleep. I had to stand up and catch just about the little rest I could in such conditions. When I couldn't bear it anymore, I had to lay on the floor next to the cold toilet seat as newly arrested drug addicts coming down off of all sorts of toxins were standing over me, throwing up and going through body withdrawals. It smelled horrible. They were crapping on themselves, and I felt like I was in The Walking Dead. They fed us sandwiches for 3 times a day. Well, damn, you got 3 meals a day, right? You didn't want the sandwiches? Because what? It was you what did you want, a different type of sandwich? You're in jail. They gave you sandwiches 3 times a day. I'm confused by that. Maybe he meant to say something else, but shit, at least you ate, right? Both of my legs and feet started to swell up. I came in with my blood pressure medicine, and it still took 2 days before I even received a medical screening 4 days later. It was so crowded that so many fights broke out in the holding cells. Did they hit you? That don't sound good. The sheriff and the captain brought us all out and sat us in the middle of the floor to make more room for new detainees. He told us that there were no more beds and to send anyone upstairs to the transitional housing. 5 days later, they placed us in a quarantine dorm for 24 hours, and that's when the gang activity started. You done got up down there and got your ass kicked. Is that what happened? Lo, let me read. I'm assuming. No. But wait a minute, because allegedly, the rumor is that on Tasha K, Didn't you say something like you're a MFing gangster? So were you part of that gang activity? Because you said you was a MFing gangster and that she needs to do her job. Allegedly, that's what you said, right? Because maybe it wasn't you. You did say that it was AI for other things that you're not claiming because you are an innocent man. But let me continue to read and not assume. I've been to prison before, but this is a new age and time. I never seen so much violence in the jail. And you know what some of the women are saying that are victims of yours? That they've never been treated like that as well in their lives, okay? Always remember that. Allegedly, right? I am in shambles. I can't seem to fathom how my life has completely turned itself upside down from the hand of people I sought and help propel themselves forward. So wait a minute. Wait a damn second. So what you're saying, you know what? Matter of fact, from at least December 1st, 2009 through June 30th, 2022, Earnest Williams engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity in Fulton County, Georgia, elsewhere in the state of Georgia, and in other states. The RICO scheme was designed to defraud unsuspecting individuals, businesses, and governmental entities where the primary purpose of depriving numerous victims of their property. Williams stole United States currency, personal vehicles, motorcycles, coach buses, trailers, automotive parts, and other various services and property, often by falsely promising to help his victims engage in new business ventures, to promote their existing business ventures, or to help them build their brand or image. Many of Williams' victims were women. Williams often used the illusion of romantic or close personal relationships with those victims to manipulate them and to steal from them. However, in these messages that you wrote us, Nesto, I meant the ones that you wrote, Sonya. We just happen to have them. I know, it's fucked up. Williams, Ernest, feels like he can't seem to fathom how his life has completely turned itself upside down from the hand of people I sought to help propel themselves forward. So, everything that I just read straight from the documents, is that a lie, Williams? That really sucks. My God. He says, this has caused me my freedom and a piece of my sanity. I have tried to make myself an object of inspiration, as well as a helping hand to my community to show the youth that there is still a hope in their future and to bring smiles upon the brokenhearted, that they would be happy and see brighter days. Okay, Kirk Franklin, I like that song, Brighter Days. Never in my life did I think that taking a step to better my past mistakes would make me pay such a price. I have and still will invest my time to see things change for my community. They said they don't want it. But this hurts dearly. These people have thrown me to the wolves, and I just don't know how I got here or even how I deserve to be forced to walk this journey. Although it feels as if I'm being crucified, I pray God shows his grace through me. In one instance, look back in our messages from last year when I sent you a video of one of my workers that totaled one of my patrol vehicles coming back from the work site drinking. God spared this woman. She could have caused... I chose to forgive her and help her go to a substance abuse class because she has a young son. I could have pressed charges and destroyed her life, but that wouldn't be conducive to me or her. If you have that video screenshot, please send it to me. The Lord God is my higher power. Through him, all things are possible in Jesus' name. One thing about you, you love to record and send people messages. Makes me wonder. You say you're innocent, but I'm sure you left so much evidence for everybody to collect. And we'll all find out once court starts. This next message, you're going to think I'm repeating a message that I already read in this video, but he's just, doing a repeat, but it is a different message. He says, good afternoon. I'm going to give you a call after 4. I didn't sleep so well last night. I kept on relapsing and thinking about when I got arrested and how awful it was. Can you believe they kept me inside a holding tank for 4 days straight? I had to stand up because there was no room to breathe damn near. When I could finally catch some sort of break, I would lay on the floor next to the piss and germ-infested toilet. You forgot to say cold. In the previous message, you said it was the cold toilet. Just want to make sure that you're crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's, Nesto, okay? All right. So then he said, I had to stand up because there was no room to breathe damn near. When I could finally catch some sort of break, I would lay on the floor next to the piss and germ-infested toilet. New detainees that were avid drug users would stand over me and vomit in the toilet as they were coming down off of those horrible toxins and having body withdrawals. They even started to poop themselves. Both of my legs and feet swelled up real bad because I wasn't receiving my medication at the times I needed to take them. I came in with my medication and it took them 2 whole days before I even had a real medical screening. The tightness of the cell became so unbearable that the men in the cell became agitated and started fighting. It felt like I was in a scene from The Walking Dead. A few hours later, the captain and sheriff came down and removed us all from our cells and sat us on the floor. And they explained to us that there was no more room or bed space in the transitional dorms. So we had to make even more room with the tiny amount we had for new detainees. I didn't even realize that slowly I was destroying my stomach from eating bologna sandwiches 3 times a day for 4 days straight. I couldn't even take a crap. So Nesto is down at the jailhouse in a holding cell, no room, just standing. Everything is swelling up. They haven't, listen, his blood pressure medicine, he does not have it. He's eating bologna sandwiches 3 days, 4 days in a row. He is over it. And to top that all off, he's constipated. That sucks. Anywho, they exchange I love yous back and forth, back and forth. And then Nesto continues, good evening on this Christmas afternoon. It's been such a grueling 6 months mentally. I still have these chilling nightmares that someone is standing over me while I'm asleep. I know it comes from all the series of mind-boggling events that took place when I was taken into custody originally. Can you believe they made me stay in a holding cell for 4 days straight? I know if you say it one more damn time, say it one more again. Damn.
Nobody say another motherfucking word and this shit is over. And I ain't playing no.
You done said it over and over and over again. You're not going to get the response you're looking for from Sister Sonya Soldier. Damn, like what part don't you understand? And have some respect. It's Christmas for the love of God. Now, I know that she probably does not celebrate anything because she doesn't believe in anything. But my God, on Christmas, most people are off and doing things with their family. And here you go typing up all of this. Come on now. Shit, y'all both so negative. I still have these chilling nightmares that someone is standing over me while I'm asleep. I know it comes from all of the series of mind-boggling events that took place when I was taken into custody originally. Can you believe they made me stay in a holding cell for 4 days straight? There was absolutely no standing room, period. I could only doze off while standing for 20 minutes at the least. It wasn't until my legs started to give that I had no other choice but to lay on the floor in the space between a germ-infested toilet. You said a germ-infested cold toilet in your previous messages. And the wall which had mold growing up from the bottom to the damn near top of the ceiling. Now, you didn't say that in the first and the second time you sent this second message. You keep adding to the messages. And that is when people start to say, you're lying. Oh, even then I tried to get some sort of sleep, only to be deprived of my rest by homeless and drug-addicted detainees who were standing over me, throwing up and pissing in the toilet. They were undergoing withdrawal symptoms as their bodies were trying to cleanse themselves of all the toxins from their extended and abusive drug use. Now, you said it was drug addicts. Now you added homeless people to the mix of these messages. You get what I'm saying? You got to be careful. You got to move a little. You know what I'm saying? You got to write shit down, Ernie. Because when you start to repeat yourself, you're adding more shit to the story. And it's going to make somebody like me and other people say, now, wait a damn minute. Didn't you just say, you get what I'm saying, Nesto? You got to write things down and keep your shit together. Here we go. We about to repeat again. My legs were in so much pain from standing for so long that both of my legs and 2 feet began to swell. I came into jail with my blood pressure medicine. It did me no good because it literally took 2 days before I was even medically screened by the healthcare professionals in the jail. The cell walls felt like they were closing in. It got to the point that the other inmates became agitated from the harsh conditions we were all undergoing and began to fight. The number of altercations began to increase frequently. The captain and sheriff had to take us all out of each holding cell, and they made us sit in the lobby area. They explained to us that there were no more cells available in the transitional cell houses due to the overcrowdedness of the jail. Finally, I made it to the 5th day and was escorted to a quarantine cell house. The next day, I seen a nurse who worked on the floor of our cell house. I made her aware of the swelling that I was experiencing and that I needed help, only to be shot down with the words, fill out a medical request form. After that, she gave me some Tylenol. I hurried and filled out a request and turned it in to her in hope that I would get some sort of immediate response in the coming 24 to 48 hours. Do you know that I wasn't seen for 2.5 months? It was so crazy. I had to beg to get ibuprofen just to help medicate myself in some sort of way. And guess what, Nesto? You lived to tell us all about it. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Now, if you were an innocent man, that is so effed up, right? And no, you know what? All of the stuff that you did, I'm not the one to play God to say, and that's what you get, because I'm not here to play God. You let God do that, right? But I'm not going to sit here and act like I give a damn at the same time. That would be fake of me, right? Oh, you know what Sonya says? Oh no, Sonya hasn't responded yet. Ernest says, I love you. Ernest is trying to lock in every last dime he can, and he wants her heart. It's called manipulation. I'm sure some of these things happened, right? Maybe all of them happened right in the order that he's telling the story via his fingers and tablet to Sonya. But at the same time, he wants to put 20 on 100, 100 on 20, however you want to word it, so that he locks her in mentally, so that she, he doesn't want her to leave him. Sonya says, oh my God, that's inhumane as F. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Life will get better, trust me. That's all. That's it and that's all. She had nothing else to say. That is it. That is all. Wow. He repeats himself again. By the 5th day, they finally moved me into a quarantine dorm. The first 4 days had such an effect on my legs that they began to swell, as well as my 2 feet. There was a nurse that worked the unit floor of the cell block I was being housed. I did my best to notify her of the swelling I was undergoing, as well as the severity of the pain, only to be shot down with the words, fill out a medical form. I did what she prompted and turned it into her that same day in hope that I would get some sort of response in 24 to 48 hours. The only thing that lady did was give me attitude and Tylenol. Well, I'll be damned. That sucks for you. Imagine how some of the ladies who got nothing from you but dick and bubble gum, well, they didn't even get no. Did they get dick? I don't know if they got dick or not, because according to what was found in the bag, he had 2 dicks in the bag. And so he had a total of 3 dicks. We don't know, but he had liquid Viagra. So obviously his dick was working in between him passing around this dick and emptying out these purse pocketbooks. So I just don't know. And they probably didn't even get no damn bubble gum. That's a shame. So it's the day after Christmas, and Sonya finally gives him a paragraph and says, "Good morning, my love. It is appalling that you went through and still are going through this bullshit. I tried to say it nice, but when I could not find you, I felt some type of way. More confused, but something was off. Then when I knew you were in jail, my heart sunk. I felt worse knowing you were there than just I can't find him. To know what you went through and still going through affects me every day. I don't like to speak on my little issues looking at yours. We need to have a conversation about some things when you are home. I'm so uncertain about a lot of things and I feel away. I love you and I know things are going to change for the better. You have to call me. I worry about you a lot. Later, my love." Continuing with Sonya, she says, "I love you, babe. Good morning, love. Damn, I need to take you on a vacation after this issue's over. I love you more today. I am so impressed by your knowledge of me. Never before has anyone paid this much attention. Can't wait to hold you. Nesto, I love you more every day. It will be okay." Girl, after you done opened up your gifts and had your Christmas dinner, and you probably had to, you probably weren't feeling that well because you love to eat crap knowing that your damn guts can't handle it. Now you want to call and text and kiss his ass because he told you about his bad time he was having, but you had to make it all about you, huh? I'm so impressed with how much you know about me. Girl, shut the hell up. This man is down at the jailhouse suffering. Eating bologna, taking Tylenol for high blood. Listen, he's taking Tylenol for high blood pressure, swollen at the feet, legs, and hips. And all you give a damn about is him giving you compliments and studying you? Girl, that man has an emergency. And I don't give a damn if he's going down memory lane or not. You're supposed to respond to that. Because you're best friends. You're such a piece. Any damn way, we are now finally in 2023. It is January 1st, and he says, "Happy New Year. I'm really glad you came to see me. I had my face, but to be honest, I was trying to hide the fact." You mean you hid your face? I hid my face, not had. I hid my face, but to be honest, I was trying to hide the fact that deep down on the inside, my soul is being tormented with the haunting memories. About a week after my first initial move to the quarantine dorm, I was moved again into regular, general population. I thought originally that I would be classified with older gentlemen, whereas by then I would be moved into a cell house with smooth gentlemen. Now, wait a damn minute. Where you think you at? You said, that's my chair squeaking, y'all. You said older gentlemen in the jail, and then you said smooth gentlemen. What's a smooth gentleman down at the jailhouse? I'm just asking the questions people would want to know. What is considered a smooth gentleman behind the jail walls when a man says that, right? But baby, do you? I thought originally that I would be classified with older gentlemen, whereas by then I would be moved into a cell house with smooth gentlemen in my said age group. But sadly, I was in for a highly intolerable rude awakening. I was greeted with troubled young men of all kinds, walking around terrorizing each other and creating and causing all kinds of obscenities. The officers that worked the floor were no different than the inmates. The language used between one another as well towards the inmates were horrible and just outright disrespectful. Nesto, who do you think you are? Are you serious? Did you just speak about somebody using... Oh, God. Okay. Read the message, girl. Don't even... Why do you... Girl, you gonna have high blood pressure. You keep reading this shit here. So get yourself together. You fuck around and have to ask the nurse to give you a damn pill the way you getting all hype. You don't know him. You know he's full of shit. Sorry, sometimes, I go off on the, deep end. Let's continue. The language used between one another, as well as towards the inmates, was horrible and just outright disrespectful. I had never seen so much racial injustice come from blacks in such a manner in the 58 years I've been breathing. Blacks with power treating each other like less than dogs. Well, wait a minute. Because according to Uncle Dre, when you say dogs, do you mean the same dogs? The same dog chains that you would get and put on the women and turn on a video camera on your bus? Are you talking about those dog chains? Or are you referring to the dogs that they said you're not allowed to be on based off of those pictures they found on that laptop of yours that you said they weren't your pictures because Shirley purchased that laptop from down at the pawn shop? And those images did not belong to you. They belonged to the previous owner of the laptop. So what am I talking about? Blacks with power treating each other like less than dogs. I placed in a gutted out cell with 4 different gang members, each belonging to a different organization. These guys were ruthless. You name it, it happened. Drugs of all kinds and so much of it. It was like being at a dope house on the street. These young guys beat an older gentleman so bad, uncovered my own eyes in horror. When I looked, I couldn't even tell he was still alive. The officer did little to nothing to save or help the gentleman. Stepped right over him, as a matter of fact. They waited until 5 o'clock head count to get him some real help. One of the troubled gang members, I found out after, suffered from mental health issues, moved from another floor because of his erratic behavior. I'm not even going to tell y'all how okay. He only was placed back in the same environment yet again where he could do his own heart's bidding. More damage. Now, some of you will say, he's lying. I don't know if he's lying or not. I was not there. However, it does sound like he's in his storytelling mode because of the words he's using. He got his AI working for him in these messages. So I don't know. I hate to say it, but unfortunately, I had my own encounter with these young men. I believe that my appearance at the time led them to believe that I was weak and homeless or on drugs. I hadn't shaved and my hair looked crazy. And also, I'm very quiet and reserved. You don't say. I was totally out of my element in their eyes. I watched new inmates come in the dorm and order these big bags of commissary items just to be plotted on by gang members and then later be beaten and robbed for their store goods. I decided to place small orders when it came to my own commissary items so that I wouldn't draw attention to myself. Every day, I prayed to God day and night to help me protect myself from harm's way. Not when you're an MF and gangster, really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Oh, goodness gracious. It baffled me how I watched people destroy their cells or the dorm shower to get scrap pieces of metal or something sharp to make knives with. I seen knives the size of a measuring ruler damn near. Every so often they have shakedowns and where specially trained officers come in the cell houses and strip everybody to their boxers, sometimes fully naked, to search inmates for weapons and other contraband. They would search our rooms as well. It's sad to say that with all the special training that these officers have, they still fell short of fully removing these dangerous weapons and drugs from the dorm. When they were finished conducting their search and left, all hell breaks loose again. I didn't even tell you about my worst encounter. At the time of this encounter, I was just getting over this excruciating pain from this stomach virus that I believe came from improper handling of the cold food and the trays that the food sat on that are not always properly cleaned and sanitized. One of the heads of the different gang organizations in the dorm noticed that I was weak still. He took me for bait. I know this is crazy, but anytime I move around in the dorm or rest outside of my room, I make sure I always position myself in front of the camera in the dorm. And you're an MFing gangster. Well, ain't that something? It was the only way I knew I had some sort of eye in the sky because God's own to protect me. I was playing solitaire alone, by myself. Well, I'm sure you were because that's how you play. Okay, never mind. Minding my own business when suddenly, out of the blue, wham! I was blindsided by a blunt force. Y'all, please forgive me. You know what? I'm not, listen. Because how is he telling a story and spelling out the word wham, W-H-A-M? Like, he is really into telling this story. And I'm sorry, you guys, forgive me. I don't think it really happened. I don't think he got his ass kicked. I don't. I'm so sorry. If I got my, listen, if I was hit like that, dazed and confused, there's just no way that, but that's me. Everybody's different, that I would spell out W-H-A-M. We heard how Nesto talks, right? So you mean to tell me while you're writing this story to her, you're not using any type of profanity. You're not expressing yourself. It's just very much in a storytelling mode. And that is just my honest opinion, right? But let me finish. Completely dazed, I had to be helped up off of someone else's sleeping boat. I don't know what that means. That I tripped and fell over. Oh, you fell over somebody's little bed? Due to the overcrowdedness of the dorm, he put that in, he's trying to let her know the conditions. He's, these are my conditions. Not only did I get knocked the fuck out, I'm confused, and I fell completely dazed onto somebody else because it's crowded in this MFer by a bystander. I didn't know this yet, but at the time, I was a target for a gang initiation. Now, you telling the old ass, like, they didn't want your old ass for no type of gang. Now, why would you sit up here and say that? Now, why would you? Now, boy, I tell you what. Anger began to flash over my body. The same anger I had felt every day. Once again, I had to bottle up. I had to be rational minded, being that weekly and monthly charges were being added onto me and then taken off and added again to keep me from making bond. I had no choice but to lie down to the opposing forces that chastised me. It was either retaliate and face being killed, or being stuck behind bars for the rest of my life, or bite the bullet and live to fight another day. Nesto's new book is now available on Amazon.rom. That is Amazon.rom, R-O-M. Hey girl, hey sugar, hey doll baby. I know, baby, life be lifin', okay? And I know you're like, girl, the grammar. Listen, keep going. You're not stuck unless you stop. And that is on, period. If you ever need to reach out to the doll baby, go ahead and email us at unfiltereddoll@outlook.com. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, baby, because I like to talk. And have the best day on purpose. Toodles.